Alright, so I've done a lot of research on YouTube for some videos on this. I haven't been able to find any. But so, this is a Honda Aquatrax. I don't know exactly what year. It was maybe a 2002. And it didn't run at first. I got it working. Starter was seized. Rebuilt the starter. I had to send the computer in to a guy who knows how to work on the computers to delete a certain code that Aquatrax are known to throw, the knock sensor. Anyway, this is how to take out the multifunction display right here. This, see my display, it's got some, it's blotchy, it's kind of hard to read. I'm going to see if I could take it down. And I think what people do with LCD screens is to put a new polarized film on it, and they take off the old one and then they restick on a new polarized film, and it's supposed to make your LCD look new again. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's the whole thing. What you got to do to get to this thing, it's not as hard as you would think. It's a little time consuming, but so you got to take off these panels, the left and right hand side panels on this. I'm using my phone here, so the picture's really zoomed in. But so this is where one panel goes right here. I'll come around to the other side, and here's where the other panel is, right near this gas thing. This whole panel fills in right here. Once you take those off, this black center console part has all kind of bolts in it, right here, here, all across the front and on the other side. So in these bolts, they don't just unscrew out. There's actually a nut on the underside that you have to come in, you have to reach your hand in here and hold the nut while you unscrew it with like a socket wrench. That's what I used right there. That way the nut doesn't fall into the bottom of the jet ski as you're loosening it, which isn't too bad. If you don't mind getting your hands dirty, then it's no big deal. Once you do that, let's see, here's the hole for the display. Once you do that, you'll be able to lift this up just enough to get under here, and there's 4 screws you got to unscrew to get to this display. Again, not too bad. I mean, yeah, I don't have the correct kind of tools. I use this screwdriver, and then there were some other screws that were kind of harder to get to, so I just used this along with this crescent wrench to help me loosen up those screws. Not a big deal. So here's another look from the underside of it right here. So, and once you do that, there's a wire harness in here. This entire wire harness. There's the 2 plugs that the multifunction display plugs into. You just gotta just follow the cable. There's the hole that the cable goes through. It comes through this other side and plugs into these. You just unplug them and then you feed it through. And I was able to get the display out from under this, and I did have to kind of, force this a little bit, but it wasn't enough to break anything. Wasn't enough to do any damage, but the display came out no problem at all underneath here. So anyway, that's about it. If anybody has any questions regarding an Aquatrax, I mean, I'm gonna completely restore this one. I'm gonna repaint the hull. I've already done some work on the valve cover. The valve cover, I took it off and a screw stripped right here, but no big deal. I have another valve cover I could replace it with. But if anyone has any questions regarding how to work on these, please message me. I'm pretty mechanically inclined, and there's not a whole lot that I can't do or can't fix. So just let me know. Hope you enjoyed the video.